Welcome back to Poetry and Police. People, welcome back to the channel. Big up to all my loyal subscribers. Big up to the police officers in Jamaica. And the judges them too in Jamaica. The good judges them, The smart judges, the judges that have sense. And not the judges in the court who are selling out cases. Because that happens from time to time. Because you have corrupt judge, Corrupt lawyer, just like how you have corrupt police. Every part in Jamaica you have corruption, because Jamaica has a corruption problem really, not a crime problem. Now, let us delve into what I want to talk about today. Because I am pissed off. Sometimes we have to wonder if what we are going to talk about is injustice or is it justice? Now, Mavado, dancehall artist Mavado, is alleging that Mavado is saying that he's threatening to take legal action of what he calls an injustice against his son, because his son, Dante Brooks, yes, was charged with another man by the name of Andre Hines in a 2018 shooting murder, an arson. And they were both convicted and sent to prison. I thought Mavado's son was sent to prison for 20 years. Now, first of all, sometime in Jamaica, them say, wanna gosso? Close to gosso. So first of all, Mavado, let me address you, Mavado. Yes, you're vexed because your son was arrested and convicted, and now that the appeal court has acquitted the murder and has rescinded the conviction. Now, finally, you can open your mouth and talk. And if I hear you come and talk before, but now you come open your mouth and you attack Mavado. Now, first of all, let me tell you this, Mavado. If you were a father controlling your son the right way and leading your son in the right direction, Mavado, let me repeat that part there now. If you are a father growing and control your son in the right and proper way, Mavado, and Jamaican people say one no gosso, close to gosso, your son would have never been involved in this incident in the first place. So call yourself a failed father first before you come up and accuse the Jamaican judicial system or even the police in this case, because you can't even accuse the police. Because police work off of information and police work off a statement. And if the police receive a statement from a witness saying that X and Y do Z, then the police has to work with that. No, you know how murder conviction go, how murder investigation go. Police have to collect statement, identity of the victim, identity of the suspect in the matter has to be included in that statement. And if the police have a witness to say, your son do this, then the police can only act according to the information that they have on paper. Remember, Mavado, I know, here he say, convict your son, a statement on paper. Oh, was it a police problem? Or was it a judicial problem? Because from then it would seem as if, based off of the norm, what is going on in these high profile cases, that the judges are making nothing but mistakes. Mistakes were made in the Vybz Kartel case that ultimately led to the destruction of the case. Ultimately led to Vybz Kartel's freedom. And now, here we are again. That the judges in the cases, as according to the appeal court, made mistakes again that led to the conviction of your son being reversed. No, my brother, it's alleged. You don't have to say alleged, It's alleged that you are planning to take legal action against, I don't know who, the court or the police, and you have now broken your silence. But let me tell you something, Mavado. Be happy that your son is free. Be happy that your son is free and leave people alone. Because like I have said to you before, my brother, if you were the father that you should have been, your son would have never been arrested and convicted in the first place if you had taken charge of his life. So blame yourself first and stop blaming the system. Because you know how Jamaican things wanna go whatever people say go so close to go so. But let us talk about the case, Mavado. You see, I will concur with the appellant court on certain things. Yes, the matter was tried without a jury. Although jury sometimes complicate things. The witness was changing their story, which was inconsistent. So inconsistency should not have been led to conviction in the first place too. Because it was stated that the witness was changing their story. So that leads us back to the question now that, was the witness a real witness? Me I go talk things them. Me I go talk. Well, let's talk. Was the witness coaxed by the police, coerced by the police to tell lies? That is another thing we have to ask. Was the witness coerced by police? One thing I can tell you, Mavado. If I was the one who charged your son, or did not charge your son, if I was the one who charged your son, Mavado, as a police officer, the appeal court could not find any loophole to release your son. Because number one, I will never coerce a witness to lie on a suspect. Because that spells trouble. Because witness will go to court and forget their stories and talk foolishness. But with the witness statement in the matter, a conviction was still handed down. That means the judge believed the witness's story. And that the story of the witness was not so inconsistent. But you don't know social media already. The social media is going to come out now and support the reverse of the conviction. And they're going to come out with a lot of stories claiming that the witness was lying and the witness was having mixed stories and the witness was not consistent, but yet it led to a conviction, right? So are you saying, Mavado, that the judges in this case were corrupt? Are you saying that the judges were fools? Because it would appear so, because based off of the Vive Cartel issue and other issues and now your son issue, it would appear as if the interim judges, the judges that are overseeing these murder cases in Jamaica has no sense. It appears as if the judges in Jamaica has no knowledge of the law. And it would appear as if even your defense lawyer in the case in the first place had no sense either. Because how can he allow such a conviction as a defense attorney in the first place without not pointing those things, pointing out the relevant argument, without pointing out the witness's inconsistency, all the evidence what was presented in court? Why was the evidence not questioned by your attorney in the first place? And why was there a conviction? Obviously, if the judge ordered a conviction, if the judge handed down a conviction, that means the judge was convinced based off the evidence that the witness gave and the forensic evidence and everything else. No, not because the appeal court say, not because the appeal court reversed the conviction, that does not mean that the judge was not right in the first place. Because it has become the norm that all of these cases in Jamaica that involves important people that involves people who can find a little money. Look like every time they go to appeal court, people are getting away at the appeal court. So the appeal court is telling the Jamaican people and the international, both locally and internationally, that the judges at the regular high courts in Jamaica have no knowledge of the law and that they are convicting people without proper evidence. That is what the appeal court is saying, because I have never seen so much cases being appealed in a country before, and people are winning appeals. And there's an example I'm going to tell you now. A police officer that I know was convicted for murder and sent to prison for how many years, and he appealed the case and he won his appeal too, because the firearm was not brought into evidence because of some unscrupulous police officers hid the firearm, hid the exhibit, and it was nowhere to be found. The police was convicted, and after years the policeman appealed and won the appeal because the firearm resurfaced. Now, is something wrong with the Jamaican judicial system? Do we have incompetent judges in Jamaica? That's the question that me asking people. Me ask that, me ask Paul Llewellyn and all of these questions too, Me ask the Chief Justice all of these questions. Why is so much convictions being overturned? So you are telling me that all the evidence that is admissible at the local court is not admissible at the appellant court? Is that what you're saying? Look at the case in the Mavado son's case. It's not even a simple little technicality. Even Vibes Cartel case was better. At least the technicality was with the jury, and that his constitutional rights was breached. But if you look at the case in Mavado's son case, a straight case that a witness is saying A and B did this. Eyewitness is saying that he saw this, and he saw these people did this. So how a case like that brought before the court and a conviction is overturned by the appellant court? The overturning the conviction is not based off of certain technicalities. It is based off of grounds that should have been covered by the interim judge in the first murder trial in the first place. So are we saying that the judges in these murder cases are bypassing things that are in plain sight? They are bypassing inconsistency with witnesses. What? The judge just come out and say, "Me go convict the man no matter what." Is that is what the appellant court is saying? Huh? Is that what the appellant court is saying? It's my Jamaican people, listen now, my viewers and my subscribers. This kind of thing is getting too often in Jamaica. It is happening too often in Jamaica. That too often major convictions are being overturned because, and we are allotting this to mistakes that are made by the judges in the first trials. Are we saying our judges are no good? Are we saying that the convictions of most people in Jamaica are no good? That if everybody could have afford to appeal, then everybody would have walked free? That is a big question. It look like there's a Jamaica for justice need to go. It look like Jamaica for justice need to start attacking the Jamaican judicial system, because Jamaican judicial system, the judges are sending people to prison without proper evidence. That seemed to be the case, because every high-end case that involve people with money and people of statute in a Jamaica, that all these convictions are being overturned on grounds that the judges have made mistake, and that the judge did not see this evidence. Evidence was mishandled, and witnesses were inconsistent, and witnesses were not credible, which all of this should have been considered within the first trial. If a man is brought to the appeal court and he gets away at the appeal court, it must be some extreme technicality. It can't be on basic things like inconsistent with witness and the handling of evidence and all of these things. It should not be that, because all of these grounds should be covered by the police and by the prosecution. And if a policeman brings a file, say a detective brings a file to the prosecutor, somebody is charged and the policeman brings the file, because this is how it happens. Policeman collects the statement and the policeman put all the evidence together, including ballistics and witness statements, and the policeman bring the files before the court, then you are telling me that when this file is handed over to the DPP, that the files are not perused properly and see that, listen, we have these inconsistencies in the file, and nobody's there to say, no, officer, this a file not ready yet, and we push that file before the court and we waste the court time, and the judges convict people based off of wrong evidence or inconsistent evidence, and then the matter is brought to the appeal court where the conviction is overturned. You are telling me that judges are wasting government's money by spending so much time to try a case that there were no evidence and there was too much inconsistencies, and that the judges are overlooking all of these things? No, man. Are we saying that is the norm in Jamaica? Or are we saying that some corruption is at play when it comes to the Court of Appeal? A two question, you know. Is the Jamaican judges knowledgeable enough or reputable enough or can be trusted enough for these convictions? Or can the appellant court be trusted? Can the appellant court be bought out to reverse these convictions? Because when I'm listening to the Mavado son's case and the evidence, and they're talking about inconsistency with witness, and witness was lying and it was found to be lying, and no jury, and all of these scientific evidence thing. So you are saying that the judge before never saw that? The learned judge before never saw that? That the prosecution never saw that? The defense attorney at the first trial never saw these things? The defense attorney at the trial never used these things and never brought those arguments forward to free his client? And that the appellant court is the court that sees all of these mistakes when the mistakes is so much? Jamaican people, do not let anybody fool you. No. Tricks in trade and matrix box in business. Sell out a guan and sell out a guan enough. Sell out a guan and sell out a guan enough. And it's at the highest level. Nothing is wrong with the Jamaican judicial system. They sell out a guan at the appellant level. And that's the reason why some of us say that we need to get rid of the Caribbean Appeal Court and work with the higher court, because corruption is afoot. That once you have money, you can buy out judges at the appeal court, and you can buy out judges anywhere. And most Jamaicans know this for a fact, that no matter what you charge for in Jamaica, if you have the right links and the right money, you will walk free. And this is what is happening in the Mavado son's case. Me no need nobody to tell me that. So Mavado, let me tell you something, my brother. Yes, your son free. Rejoice, my brother. But leave government alone. Go, I hope you be a better father to your son than you was before now. You know, so you never love your son, my brother. But you never control your son. For him to fall into bad association, for his name to be called in these kind of atrocities, my brother. Because if your son wasn't meddling, his name would never call in the first place. My son name could have never called in them things there. Because if him name calling them things, and me I sort him out myself. I hope you grow your son from here so and guide him from here so. Because you have some kids, because them father big bad artists, them feel like them can do anything and get away with it. And I hope you sit him down and talk to him now and be the father that you're supposed to be now. The first thing you have to think about is if you sue government that alleged to take action against people for if you charge your son. Who make your son get charged in the first place? He was charged because of his association, which you should have prevented in the first place.